Now that the AgXRP beta assembly is done, we can start using it. Note that we're only going to cover the basics in this video to verify that all the hardware is working, but there's also an online guide with a lot more details and information should you need it. The AgXRP comes preloaded with software that allows you to interact with it through a web browser, so there's no need to write any code. To get started, make sure the power supply is plugged into the barrel connector, then flip the power switch to the on position and you should see two red LEDs illuminate next to the USB connector. After a moment, it should create a Wi-Fi access point that we need to connect to with a computer, tablet, or phone. Do note that if you have multiple AgXRPs in a room, then they all default to the same Wi-Fi name, so it's best to only turn on one at a time, change the Wi-Fi name, and then repeat for all of your AgXRPs. On your device, look for a Wi-Fi network called AgXRP Sensor Kit, and then we'll connect to it. The default password is sensor123. Note that when you connect, your device will likely lose internet access. The AgXRP creates the Wi-Fi network, but it doesn't provide an internet connection like your router normally does. Once you connect to the access point, open a browser and enter the IP address 192.168.4.1. Then you should see the web interface like this. If you do have any issues, try using an incognito or private browser tab. Also keep in mind that what we're showing today is part of the beta release, so things may change in the future. This main page is called the dashboard, which we'll come back to later. At the top corner are buttons for other menus. We'll go into the configure menu where you can adjust settings for your AgXRP. Here at the top, you can adjust the Wi-Fi name and password. If you do change it, you will have to scroll to the bottom, then click save and reboot for those changes to apply. As we scroll down, you'll see lots of different device settings. Read the online guide for detailed information about each. For now, if you have multiple pumps and soil sensors, enable and configure them here. Once done, scroll to the bottom, then click save and reboot for those changes to apply. We'll scroll back to the top and go back to the dashboard. At the top here, you can see we're getting a live data feed from the soil moisture sensor. And if I pull it out and put my hand over it, you can see the value changing there. We're up to 48 picofarads, 55. But I'll put this back in the soil, and now we've confirmed that sensor is working. If you have multiple soil moisture sensors, then repeat this with all of them to confirm they're all working. Next, we'll use the manual pump control to confirm that those are working. For now, remove the tubes from your water bottles to make sure we're not spraying water anywhere yet. In the web interface, click the Start Pump button, then you should see one of your pumps start turning. If not, click the Stop button, then check to see if your pump is jammed and confirm your wiring is correct. If you have multiple pumps, confirm that all of them spin. Each pump is paired with a soil sensor, and when the pump is running, an LED on the corresponding soil sensor will illuminate. If you have multiple pumps, check which pump is paired with which soil sensor. If you need, you can change the pairings in the configuration menu of the web interface. See the online guide for details. Now with the pump running, insert the tube back into the bottle, and you should see water start to get pulled through the tube. After a few seconds, you should see some bubbles coming through, and then eventually water coming out the other side. Then click the Stop button. If you instead see bubbles coming out into the water, then your pump is spinning the wrong direction. You can either swap the ends of the tube, or you can set a negative pump effort in the web interface to reverse it. Filling the tube with water like this is called priming, and now that the tube is primed, every time the pump turns on, water should come through immediately instead of having to wait a few seconds for the water to come through. If you have multiple pumps on your AgXRP, then prime all those as well, and once you're done, you've then verified that all of the hardware is working on your AgXRP. Now on the web interface, you can configure the automatic watering controls to keep your plants hydrated with the AgXRP. Read the online documentation for more details. For best results, it's best to calibrate each pump and soil sensor for all of your plants so you can precisely control how much water is used. It's also a good idea to set up the data logging in the web interface so you can track everything that happens and do some data analysis later. All of this is explained in more details in the online guide. As a reminder, this is the beta version of the AgXRP, so we really are looking for feedback on your experience so we can make a better final product. Get yours on our website, and as always, stay safe, be kind, and happy planting.